what? It's what's what? Welcome to What's What with Old Man Liver, your favorite fucked up freaky friend coming to you. And today on our special episode, we got serial entrepreneur, the Frostman. Welcome to the studio.
Good to be with you, OML.
Thanks for coming out. I appreciate that. Cheers.
I had to tell Joe Rogan I had something.
Hey, you can't cheers to the water.
I'd tell Joe that I had something bigger planned.
Yeah. He was going to be on Joe Rogan's podcast, but instead he'd rather drink beer with me on tape and just be silly. Thank you.
Better.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with your league is way past Joe Rogan, and so you're at the Old Man Liver league at this point.
Top of the heap.
So I want to talk to you about, because I know you've started and been involved in all kinds of fucking crazy businesses. What is the most successful business you've ever started?
Well, I'm happy to say probably my last one, my masterpiece.
Yeah, what did y'all do?
It was a surgical system for ophthalmology and neurosurgery. We started it.
Excuse me?
Ophthalmology and neurosurgery.
Those are big words. That's more than two syllables.
I know. It's
you're throwing me off here.
I'll try to dumb it down
for me. Yeah.
Anyway,
remember who you're.
It helps surgeons do surgery better. I mean, that's the
okay.
bottom
Thank
line.
You got it. Okay, now I got you.
We sold the company for quite a bit of money, and that was my.
And did you actually start the whole thing from scratch?
I can't say I founded it exactly, but I claimed to be a founder because I came in. The company was out of money and was going nowhere, and the founder was another guy, kind of wild professor type guy.
Yeah,
that had a great idea, but.
So you were the guy that came in and made it actually happen.
You got to add capital. You got to add ideas. You got to add structure. You got to add an execution business plan. Blah 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 blah.
Wow, that's badass. And then when you sold it, how do you even get it on the market to sell? Where do you sell this kind of thing?
In most innovation ventures, if you're doing well, it's noticeable. I mean, the big players are going to notice you.
So like your competition.
And they'll come to you.
Yeah.
If you're doing something in like the OR that's revolutionary and the docs are talking about it, that'll lead back to the big manufacturers.
So you don't even have to go out and get like a fucking business broker that handles that kind of shit. They're just coming to you going, hey, have you ever thought about being acquired or something like that?
In that world, the best thing you can do is be visible and they will come.
Wow.
You don't have to market it. You just have to execute your business plan and do well. You got fundamentally any business, and Old Man Liver is a business.
That's what I'm saying. Like
it's the business
and that's
of fun.
my attitude.
It's the business of drinking.
Be visible, and they will come. That's what I'm talking about.
You're good at it.
Thank you. Yeah,
we could have learned a few things from you.
That's my personal life and my business life. I come in both.
You're an animal,
wild
animal, man.
Thank you. No, and you're my goal for the serial entrepreneur. I got to tell you this because I fucking
you don't even know me.
But I'm telling you, when I look at this. You got to see this fucking bio sheet, the amount of businesses that you're involved in.
I'm the most famous person on the planet.
Seriously. Like, I got an undiscovered, fucking talent. Well, clearly you're discovered in your industries and shit, but not to the wider audience.
Just think, man, if I wasn't this old, how much fun I could have.
Well, that's the problem.
Because I got it all set
this
up. I got
shit
it all.
Fucking blows. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I got like a couple hundred more years of shit I want to do. But I'll probably only live like 2 more days at best.
Well,
if I keep,
you live.
That's what I'm saying. It's all icing on the cake after 30. That's what I'm talking about.
Amen, brother.
Mm-hmm. So what? I also heard that you invented like a specific device that can create different scents that are used in hotels, especially Las Vegas. Tell me about that company.
Well, that was kind of crazy. I was in Hollywood actually, and we had I didn't tell you the story, but. Another guy and I were working for the digital arm of Kodak. Kodak makes film.
Yeah, I remember that company from back in the day. It was kind of clear to me
early that film's days were numbered.
So you actually predicted the digital transition.
Well, that wasn't hard to predict.
Shit.
Everybody, even Kodak was predicting that. But what we did, Kodak was well positioned because they were keeping all the negatives to all the classic feature films since the beginning of film, because Kodak owned Hollywood. They had all the relationships.
Right.
And we understood that the long game, our vision was they'll take that content, digitize it, and distribute it on the net. And this is in late 1990s. It was so clear to us. So me and a buddy of mine, we the guy that was CEO of the digital services, put together a business plan and presented it to Kodak. They said, "Oh, that's a horrible idea."
Really?
And so that just shows you how Kodak, they had their head up their ass.
People don't know.
They had their head up their ass. And we could have been we would have been Netflix. And I've done some big things, but I haven't done anything as big as Netflix.
Yeah, that's fucking huge.
But it could have been, and it should have been.
Okay.
So
what happened with this company that you started?
Oh, that's right. So that led into it. So one of the people, we were at a dinner, 200 for Tom Cruise, for artist rights. It was who's who. And
for Tom Cruise?
Yeah, it was.
You had dinner with Tom Cruise?
Well, with 200 people. I mean, but that was a funny story. We were sitting there and Steven Spielberg walks up and, Ted Danson and Jodie Foster at the time. And,
was it a Scientology
Brad
convention?
Pitt was going out with Jennifer Aniston.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was.
Oh, I remember that. I remember I was at a restaurant in L.A. and I sat next to Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston it's one of those at the Ivy. Was that one of? There was something where the paparazzi always went to, and it always had stars, and it had no prices on the menu because it was one of those if you had to ask what the price is, you can't fucking afford it type deal. But so you had a bunch of stars and shit, and then
and at our table, think about Kodak. Because they were film, and that was the golden goose, was the common denominator of all the films, right? It's film. They had all the relationships, and so they sponsored shit all the time. So we had a big table, and one of the guys at the table was John Tall. You might not remember him, but he was a Academy Award winner for Thin White Line and Legends of the Fall.
Oh, yeah.
He was a cinematographer for that.
Okay.
And he was at the table, and that was all great. But sitting next to me was this gal I didn't really know, and she was starting to tell me about this invention she had. And she says, "We have this invention that can create scent. And, we think scent is underutilized in the sphere of human emotion. You got 5 senses, but who's marketing via scent?" And, it struck me as like, you're right. God damn it. That's a big untapped resource.
Yeah.
Scent. Because we got eyes, we got ears, we can talk, we can feel.
Right.
Who's dealing with scent? So I looked at this, I had lunch with her, and she showed me this contraption. It was really early stage, but I was enamored by it, and I knew my days were numbered at Kodak because Kodak said no to Netflix. So I was intrigued. So I got together with them, and we started this company. And we had to pioneer it. It was definitely a pioneer, but really created a scent marketing concept. And today it's used all over the world.
So I know it's used in hotels in Las Vegas because they want a certain vibe when you walk in, and scent is part of the sensations they create. But have you used it like in movie scenarios where you
special movie theaters? Like Disney has scent. Like if you go to various venues like that, they had that forest event down at
so you
California Forest. You get the
foresty smell when you're going through the experience. See, that's badass. And then because I've always said, I remember going to movies as a kid, and I said that I was like, okay, you can see it, you can hear it. But and then it was
you got to smell it.
Yeah, you got to smell it.
This could have been big in porno.
I was going to say
because I never got to the porno side of things.
Porn is always the hugest side of any industry. Exactly. And I want to know if I'm watching porn, and anal sex has a certain smell to it.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm talking about.
Well, no, I don't.
But it's and you want to smell that because it's part of the stimulation. And I want to. And this person's cunt smells different than this guy's juker. And that would add a whole new.
Just by your short comments, I can tell you have a lot more experience.
Well, no, I mean, I've never actually. I mean, I experimented. I found I was trying to pull up YouTube, and it actually hit YouPorn, and then that led me to Porn.
And that was
Tube,
that was
which led me to X and XS.
That was a 3-day binge.
And then RedTube, then Pornhub, then xhamster.com.
Took you around the horn, around the
world.
Well,
I mean, but I was at work. I was just trying to fucking do my job. But so yeah, the porn thing would have been huge. But you've since sold the company.
Well, we did. I moved on because we needed to raise capital, and they wanted to put someone in. And I was great. I really didn't like. I was out of my league. I'm a technology guy. I'm a mathematician, a scientist, an engineer.
I'm not
a retailer. I'm not a retailer. I'm not a leisure properties guy.
Well, no wonder we bond. I'm exactly the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Takes one to know one.
Yeah.
So anyway, I was happy to hand it off to this guy who put in some new management, made a lot of mistakes, but eventually the company sold to private equity for a lot of money. I mean, what was it? I go, it was 9 figures.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So you carry the one. That's a lot
Yeah,
of
no,
money.
yeah,
6
yeah,
is
it's a lot of
7
money.
figures is millions. So 8 is tens of millions.
Those
9
it
is
was in the
hundreds of
hundreds.
millions. Holy fuck.
No, I'm
So-
not shitting you, man. It was a real big
So
deal.
Austin, this is, who we should have been borrowing money from. When,
The pitch deck started now.
Yeah, okay.
I'll get it now.
get on it.
I think I never should have said that. I shouldn't have said that.
Austin is our man behind the console, which thank you again for producing yet another episode of What's What with Old Man Liver.
Yeah, I gave him I told him to leave last time, and they just came back. So I guess
he
just gotta roll
can't
with it.
stop me from stalking him, and if I keep coming back and, and he's willing to accept my $5 that I throw at him every once in a while, because that's all
You
I can
actually
fucking
pay the guy?
afford. Well, I'm just, that's what I say.
Yeah,
Like,
man. I don't know.
I'm
I thought you
paying
did
a lot of
I thought you
people.
did it for love.
Yeah, you would think. Like, you've got a passion for the show.
That's
like,
right.
and, we can rework, maybe since you're a good business guy, if you could rework my contract with Austin.
Michael Jordan said I would have played basketball for free, so I figure you love it so much, you'd do it for free, wouldn't you?
No wonder you're successful. You get all your folks to work for free. That's
Yeah,
fantastic.
well, Michael Jordan worked for me too. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that would be fucking phenomenal. So how many businesses have you started?
Well, I'd say 2 is really start. I was founder, CEO too. The Scent deal and the surgical deal.
Yeah.
S&S.
And both
Scent and
both
surgical,
you've sold.
both sold.
So you weren't passionate about them, where that was like your baby, or did
No,
it?
it wasn't my baby, but my whole thing is I'm an innovation junkie. That's what I am. I'm addicted to innovation. And so a great idea, and it doesn't really matter if it's in technology, although there's a lot there, but what you've tapped into is pretty cool. I mean, how you've reinvented the Pioneer and how you've, I'm pretty impressed with
Well,
your
thank
branding.
you.
I really am.
Here's your $5. I'll do it under the
If you
table.
sign this contract and invest $5 million in my next game.
No, that's pretty badass. And because I'd have to use this as an example, because a Pioneer Saloon is one business that I am emotionally attached to, and I would have trouble selling that.
Yeah, because you're so inbred in the brand.
Well,
quite
yeah,
frankly.
yeah.
I mean,
I have a weird fucking attachment to it and I've sold businesses myself,
right.
but I wasn't emotionally in a lot of real estate and stuff. And I've always said, don't get emotional about it. It's just business, it's numbers. But I have to admit the Pioneer Saloon is an exception to that, where I would have trouble selling something.
But the
like
thing is, it's a platform for a lot of other things you do, and that's what makes it so beautiful.
Well, that's a good point.
It's synergistic with many things.
Yeah, because I love it's like several businesses in one, and all shit I really enjoy, like live music, drinking,
Brings
eating.
it all together.
Yeah, all in one fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get that. So your companies, did you feel sad when you sold them, or was it?
Are you fucking kidding me? It was a party that lasts for days.
Yeah,
my
I guess
friend.
if you got hundreds of millions of dollars, then
Oh,
fucking.
geez,
Yeah.
I never look back.
I wish I had
forward.
known you when you were throwing that
I
party.
know,
So
you would have liked it. It was
we
a
would
good
have
party.
probably neither of us been alive.
We might not have survived.
So speaking of junkie, I know there's you've had a background in your personal history where you went through a phase where you ended up having to address some issues. Can you give us some scoop on that?
Yeah, like a lot of people that are successful. I was in my 30s and I had my first big hit in technology, and I was a startup company that was a software product that changed the way mechanical engineers designed products. Used to be mechanical engineers communicated the product through drafting, drawing, prints.
Right.
They send that to manufacturing, and they'd look at 2D prints and try to understand what that was in 3 dimensions, and then create prototypes and then manufacture. And the whole process took a lot of time. It was very expensive. So this product designed a product in 3 dimensions with complete material properties and allowed you to simulate the product as it would be in its performance, in its assembly, in the computer.
All right, you're talking hieroglyphics.
I know.
To
Well,
me.
I know.
My
Okay,
brain
okay,
hurts.
bottom line is the thing allowed you to do it in the computer in about a tenth the time,
All right.
and probably a hundredth of the money. So that product got embraced by Boeing and
So you were all
Tektronix
successful in your 30s, and you decided to get a little crazy.
I was a sales guy. That's my gig. Eventually, at the end of the day, my DNA is sales and marketing. And I was a CEO. I understand a little bit about finances and capital raising and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, I'm a salesman. And I'd suggest everybody who's successful in life is a salesman. They sell to
That's a
customers.
good point. Because you got to believe in what you're doing.
Not only that, it has to make sense.
Yeah.
You present to investors, you present to employees. Join my company, I'll pay you half the money, just like as our friend here. And we pay half the money and we promise them the future with stock options. Will you work today for a hamburger tomorrow kind of thing?
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
And to do that, you got to be inspirational. You got to, live the dream. We're going to change the world, blah, 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 blah. It's very cool. Sometimes you change the world and sometimes the world changes you.
Yeah. So did the world change you in this case?
The world changed me, man.
So what happened?
Well, I always liked to party. I never backed away from a party since I was
I can't relate to that at all.
And of course, if a little is good, more is better. And that led me down the road. And
thank you.
I think it was my wife who introduced me to the cocaine.
Cocaine.
And the moment I tried that, I said that.
How did your wife introduce you to that?
Well, I ask her the same thing sometimes. Thanks a lot, honey, because she's still my wife.
To this day, y'all are still married. That's amazing.
I forgave her.
Yeah. So when you first tried Coke, what kind of experience was it?
Euphoric, like fucking A. I felt like Superman. Like all the shit. Anyone who's done cocaine, knows how does it feel. And I was a sports guy.
I've only read, but
yeah, right.
I understand it's like is it energy?
It's energy. It's energy. You feel like you feel like you're Superman. And I was a sports guy, so it really fed into my testosterone. And you feel like you're on top of the world, and of course that leads to staying up all night and doing all kinds of things.
But doesn't that actually help business and shit like that if you're able to stay up longer and sleep less?
In the depth of as I was going down, and addiction's a process, right? I mean, I went down. I started off, party animal, did it occasionally, did it every weekend, then started doing it every other day. It's that kind of progression, right? And when I was...
And that's not good? Is that what you're saying?
That's not a good road.
Okay.
That's not a good road.
Let me write that down.
Write that down. I'm not the first to say that, by the way. But, it's like starts off good, ends bad. That's the way drugs are.
Okay.
Now, some, everything's a drug. Dope.
Yeah, even Kanken. You can be addicted to sex,
beer,
right?
Well, Coke and sex go hand in hand, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, oh yeah.
So it enhances it?
Yeah.
The sex enhances the Coke, or the Coke enhances the sex?
You can't perform quite like you can sober, but mentally you're in your own world.
But you can get it up still while you're on Coke?
I don't know if I could today, but
back
in the day I could.
Old person problems. Yeah,
old person problem.
Yeah.
I haven't had cocaine in probably 30 years now.
Wasn't there something where you can rub Coke on your dick?
I haven't tried that.
Did you?
No, I haven't.
Oh, you haven't?
Oh,
well,
no.
there's still later today.
Well, okay, all right.
But you have this euphoric effect. You like it. You do it more. You stay up, and then what point do you realize it's probably not the good trajectory?
Well, all of a sudden it starts encroaching on your normal life. That's the problem. I mean, I was highly effective on cocaine because in my first job, that mechanical engineering company that went crazy, I was using cocaine pretty often, but I was highly effective. I performed at a very high level in that company. But you could see eventually it was going to get you. And it started to really get me in my marriage. And
so were you going out and like canking other chicks?
I'd disappear for 3 days and my wife would wonder what happened to me.
Well, I mean,
that
that's
kind of thing.
Probably a valid thing.
I'd say something like
that's why I don't believe in marriage, because you get shit when you go leave for weeks at a time, and then and then come back and they want to know where you're at. Like that's why I don't.
And those are hard questions.
Yeah.
Where are you at for 3 days? I mean,
how do you answer
I can tell
that?
a story, but that was a hard story to make up.
Right. Yeah. So it's probably better not to know where you were.
I think I claimed some sort of blackout or something like that. Anyways, a bunch of bullshit. Never should. I mean, that's when it was the liabilities were much greater than the benefits.
Yeah. So at a certain point, you actually assess that and go, I should probably get some fucking help.
You make it sound like it was my idea.
Well, so
my wife said, we're going to get you help.
so she sent you to rehab?
We took this long drive out to the desert, a place called Betty Ford.
I've heard of that place.
Yeah,
I kind of have. I think that's what the Pioneer Saloon is, the opposite of the Betty Ford. It's the anti-Betty Ford clinic.
Anti-Betty Ford.
Yeah, so
right.
I get that angle. I'm just going the reverse side of things.
Right.
But so you go to Betty Ford, which is like Palm Springs or something, right?
Palm Springs.
And that's expensive as shit, but as a successful businessman, you can afford it.
Money well spent.
Right. So what? So I remember Ozzy Osbourne talking about. I've met him a couple times, but he has a story about going to Betty Ford, and he walks in and he asks his wife talked him into it, saying it's teaching him how to drink properly like a gentleman. You know, like, well, and he goes in and his first question is like, "Where's the fucking bar?" And they're like, "You are in the right fucking place." What was it like? What was really going to Betty Ford like?
Well, my ass was a little bit whooped by the time I got there. And, then I met, there's a lot of rich and famous people there, by the way.
Yeah.
And it's called AA, it's Alcoholics Anonymous. So I can't tell you everybody I met. It would violate code.
Understood.
But I would really like to tell you because it was very interesting.
I'd love to hear, you always rhyme things, but no, but to your point, so like you were beaten down, so you were ready to get some fucking help.
Yeah.
But and did it really? I've heard mixed things of whether rehabs are really effective, or is it just a networking place for rich people or celebrities? Do they really care about you? What's your real take?
Well, my real take is that was a turning point because after Betty Ford, I never could use cocaine the same way. I could never really use it because I understood, it was getting the best of me.
But you did use it after Betty Ford?
You ever heard of something called a relapse, man? Fuck yeah, I did it again.
So it clearly didn't fucking cure you like in one.
Cure is a long haul in addiction. I mean, what you do is you try to live. It's a cliche to live one day at a time. Stay sober today.
Right.
It's kind of like that. But there was a couple foibles because the one thing they told me at Betty Ford is if you're addicted to cocaine, you can't drink again. Now that didn't sound right to me, and to this day I haven't folled that.
Yeah, clearly because we're having beers now.
I drink all the time.
Yeah, so it doesn't make you automatically go do coke. Or
if this was cocaine, there would be a cereal beer in my hand until all the beer within 10 miles was gone, and I could actually so you would have some whiskey.
You would do coke
liver.
And drink.
Well, all the above, man.
But now you can just drink without the urge to do coke?
Yeah.
Like, that's just gone?
Yeah. Gone.
Well,
it took a while.
Right. Okay. So
but it's gone now.
So the Betty Ford, would you say it actually legitimately helped you get perspective on what this is and what it,
Yeah, it was very educational. It's addicts talking to addicts. And, that's really the only people that can help. Because I noticed when we tell stories, we tell our stories. Tell us how it was. Tell us how it is, and we'll help you understand how it can be. Because people that get there and if they're deep in their addiction, they're whooped, man. Their marriages are gone, their kids are gone, their jobs are gone. Maybe they're in and out of jail.
Everything but their money if they can afford Betty.
Addiction leads
Betty Ford.
to jail and death. That's the two places, man.
Interesting. Damn it.
Yeah. So watch it.
Yeah.
Watch it.
Fucking fucked up because I'm not even a high functioning alcoholic. Even one of my EPs was called non-functioning alcoholic because I pride myself on being low functioning.
That's the thing. Alcohol, you can drink a lot of alcohol and not be an alcoholic. The definition.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, great.
I drink a tremendous amount.
Shoot, that's fantastic.
But it's when the booze takes over your life. And I can see that's not happened for you because, you still live a very productive life.
Well, whiskey, women, and weed is my mantra. And it's whiskey is the very first priority. And then chicks, and then weed if you have time and you're not too drunk.
I think it's the inverse with coke. Well, there's a tie for first.
Yeah,
in the cocaine world, women and coke. That's hose and blows.
Hose and blows, man. That's fucking. I got to write that down. That's gonna be my next album. Hose and blows. That's
so. Stay with whiskey, weed, and women. I like that. But that's gonna be more something you can live with for a long period.
Well,
of time.
It is, and it's actually my top selling T-shirt.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, so and interesting enough, more chicks buy it than dudes, which is so it's a thing.
Okay.
But yeah, like cause I was like, first of all, being a marketing guy, alliteration is fucking marketing 101, right? Whiskey, women, weed, right? Like it just flows, and then it's something I'm passionate about. Each one of those things, and everyone loves whiskey.
All three.
All three. Even women love women and whiskey and weed. And kankin. I should put kankin, but I noticed that's
what
not a W.
That's what you call it. I've never heard that I've heard a lot of stupid and bumping, but kanking, I've never heard of that.
I got
That's
my
a new
own
word.
thing. And even in my book, there's a whole, this was another thing. My fucking book publisher gave me shit. Is
your book out yet?
It is. It's called What My Dad Taught Me. And you're going to get it on Amazon and so on and so forth. Thank you for the marketing pitch, the lead in for that. But like my fucking book publisher was like, I finished my book and I put all this time into it. Granted, it was during COVID, so I had the fucking time. But, and she's like, wait, nobody's going to understand what the fuck you're talking about because people don't know what kanking or your juker is or your yat or throwing,
Do you have a glossary of terms
yeah, so
in the
they
book?
made me put a glossary in the front as a translation implying that it was, some kind of hieroglyphics or something. And I'm like, and then they wanted me to do this prologue. And I'm like, what the fuck is a prologue? Like, just tell me right the beginning of the fucking book.
Editor. You had a good editor.
Yeah, fucking, I fired her. Fuck,
Oh, really?
fuck that editor.
Hey, anybody else got an IPA out there?
Yeah.
Do we have anybody anybody
We
within
got a team that'll bring you
we got a
whatever you
team.
want.
We got a team.
Believe me, I got a
Where's the beer
fucking team. Yeah.
I want to see the beer team.
They charge-
Here comes the beer team.
They charge-
Oh, that's all you got now? She's one IPA and it's gone? Okay, give me the Ultra.
Do you know how much this is costing me with this person bring?
No, bring
these
it
guys
Ultra,
charge me
Ultra,
like
please.
fucking thousands of dollars.
Thank you. This
an hour.
guy's a superstar right here.
Oh yeah, so you're so rich, you got your own beer opener that follows you around.
He does good work.
This is this is.
I'll drink that one.
Look at this. Okay.
Oh, one for you, one for me.
Okay.
So then when you get this,
Thank you, my
So you've been to, how many times you've been to rehab now?
Just once.
Okay.
One and done.
One and done. But then you relapsed, and then how'd you fucking get back from that?
Well, my wife would slap the shit out of me.
So
That started
getting
with that.
physically beaten.
Physically beaten.
I guess
by my
that'll
wife.
help, yeah.
No, because every time you go back, you start to think, oh, well, really, maybe I can still handle it. Blah, blah, blah. I'm a little bored. Want to have a little fun. Want to kind of go to the dark side. Your mind starts playing games on you. And then, you start playing with it. You start romancing it. Right?
Right.
And then you do it. And then you go, oh, here we are 3 days fucking later. I'm in some hotel room with 3/5 of whiskey empty and going, God damn it. I did it again.
So here's my question. I can't relate to this marriage shit, but wouldn't it be easier just to get rid of your wife?
Did Mrs. Frostman hear that?
I'm asking an honest question.
No,
I mean,
that really didn't come from me. That was her idea. That was her idea.
Oh, okay, yeah.
See, her
so
idea is get rid of the Frostman.
So you got the ultimatum:
shit.
drugs or
many
me.
Times, many times.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Here's the silver lining. We went through some shit. It didn't last that long because cocaine takes you down fast. So it was a tough 3 years, I would say. Remember, she introduced me to the drug.
Yeah, right.
Remember that.
So that's a good point. That's something you
so
can
I
always
held
hold
that
over her head.
I
Yeah.
always held that over her head.
I get that. I would too.
And that bought me some time. That really bought me some time. But eventually that ran out, and it was near the end of the line. And push come to shove, I finally got there, and we've had a great. She's the love of my life. No doubt.
That's fantastic.
And the fact that she put up with me during that time shows she must really truly
clearly,
love me.
I wouldn't have.
No, fuck no, you would have.
Yeah, and
Most people would have.
And if I had to choose, cocaine or marriage, I can guarantee it wouldn't be marriage. But that's, I'm just saying, you're a bigger man than I am, and so I appreciate that perspective because it gives me something to think about, not in this lifetime, but maybe some other world. But
Dude, one of the things that is so cool about you and what you're doing, you are a free thinker.
Thank you.
And I have always loved free thinkers.
Fucking thanks. See, Austin, I told you I was a free thinker.
Maybe you think he's an asshole. I don't know. I don't know him that well.
Yeah,
maybe he is.
He's whatever he wants to be when the check hits in 6 to 8 years.
Yeah, don't cash that in 2025. I'm just saying. But it is fascinating because you're very from a monetary standpoint, you're incredibly
Despite
successful.
myself, I've been
despite
successful.
your own issues.
It's all because of my wife.
Yeah, so you credit your wife with would you say she saved your life?
Oh yeah, her and God. I'm a big believer in God.
That's good.
And when you sin as much as I have a special kind of appreciation for redemption.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, really do.
And I have the same feeling, but with the guy down below. I know he took care of me when I needed to be uplifted, and I have a fucking fantastic spot in hell.
No,
Probably.
come on, man. I'm pulling for you. You got a good side, do you? No matter what.
You
know what you are? You're multidimensional. That's what you are.
Yes. He's a
Totally.
great.
You're a complex individual.
I know I can't afford you as a marketing consultant, but I would like to have your influence more. And maybe you can oversee my piece of shit team of attorneys and publicists and shit that try to tell me what to do all the fucking time.
I would help OML any way I can.
Thank you.
Just because I believe in your product. I believe in what you're doing.
Well, you've tried the whiskey, right?
Oh my God, it's fantastic.
So, and that's cool.
Matter
that's
of
cool
fact,
that you can.
What the fuck am I drinking?
I know. Well, they don't.
Beer.
This studio didn't have
Holy
Old Man
shit.
Liver, Busty Bond, Golden
kind of
Ale,
shit
so
is
I
that?
was resorting to a 40 dog.
I only did this podcast to get some Old Man Liver.
Excuse me.
You know, I had to
Hopefully
bring my own beer.
Hopefully the mic didn't pick
at
that up. So you can drink, and you never get the urge to go back and do coke or or did you have any other drugs that were preferable? It was all cocaine, or
I was an upper guy. I wasn't a downer guy.
okay.
I didn't like the downer.
So upper is like speed. Did you ever try speed?
Yeah. Well, I tried a little meth, but coke was pure. I really only snorted it. I was about ready to start inhaling it, and I'm glad I didn't, because that might have just been the end of me.
Yeah, once you start like inhaling or shooting, that's probably the end of the road.
I was still snorting, but in Betty Ford, of course, a lot of my comrades had tried all the above, and I can tell you some really. I mean, they're sad. I mean, two of the guys that I met at Betty Ford, one guy was an investment banker, another guy was a high-powered lawyer down in San Diego. And after we were buddies, and the other guy was a professional NFL quarterback who was really great. But these two guys, my investment banker and the lawyer, were dead 1 month after they left Betty Ford.
Oh, shit.
Because the devil came back.
Ah.
It came back too strong, too fast.
Well, I know. Well, and I don't. I'm an open-minded dude, like you said, but like meth never appealed to me, because if you just look at someone in their teeth,
that's toxic, man. That shit's not pure.
So why would you ever try meth? Like,
because I didn't have any coke. Why do you think I would?
So you're resorting.
It was the last resort. Anybody got any coke? No. Got any meth? Okay.
So with coke was what was the trendy cheap version of coke back in like the 80s? Crack. Did you ever try crack?
Crack is coke. Do you know that? Now you're showing your ignorance, man.
No, but I mean, like, I'm just saying, like, crack, and I appreciate them all as their own beast.
Crack is coke. It's rock cocaine,
but
it's smoke.
Cheap, right?
But it's kind of cheap. Coke's cheap, really. I know. Rock crack is cocaine.
So so it's basically the same.
You light it up, and you smoke it.
So why do they call it something different?
I don't know.
Yeah, aren't you a marketing guy?
I don't know. Because I think the distinction was snort or smoke. I think.
But inhaling is worse than snorting?
Well, it's much more powerful. It absorbs into your body much faster.
Okay, that's
so
what
the high is like. Woo!
That's what I've always said about anal injection.
That's what I always said about anal sex.
Well, no, it's like if you want to get drunk faster, pour it in your ass. And I'm not saying I've tried that at a party, but it does work.
Not in public.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say that either, but it does work. And but I've read.
Yeah. Well, it's science. Absorbs in your lungs faster, going through the nose and membranes in your heart. You take it through your lungs, there's more surface area. You're an engineer, man. Come on. But you know that.
If you're sniffing shit like I know, like Stevie Nicks and shit said, like her nose
she burned. She almost melted her nose off her face.
Did you have that issue too?
I didn't.
So you never got like?
I had some sinus problems.
Okay, that's a nice.
But they weren't holes in my nose. Wasn't where I was at.
Did your doctors ever call you out?
No.
Really? No. They just accept you. You'd go into your annual checkup and.
I remember one time. It's funny. I went home. I was high. Or no, I wasn't high, because I really separated home and my drugging. I mean, I was kind of away from the house, and but I come home and I'd be beat up. And one time I came home and there was some heart palpitations, and my wife called my sister-in-law, who was a nurse, and she was worried, and I'm going into the charade about I don't know why my heart's beating fast, and just total, I'm just trying to cover my tracks. I don't know if we went to emergency room. We might have. Someone probably figured out I was high on drugs. But, you know, it was just part of the charade you do to cover up what you're doing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I always wonder what doctors really know. Like, if they're like looking at your eyes going, I know you're fucking high or on something right now.
Well,
or,
I think the professionals would know.
Yeah.
But, you know, my wife, God bless her, she wasn't a professional. She's more of a pro now. She probably could. I used to tell my children, you do drugs, you can't fool your dad. That's it. I will know. And so you're gonna have
been
me.
Through it all.
We're gonna, you know, and I know you might try them because we're all curious,
right?
But they go to a bad place.
So, did that help you with your kids having credibility that you've been there, or is that used against you? Like, if my dad did this shit, I can do it.
No, I think all my kids tried it, but they've all they've tried it early and stopped early,
right?
Way before I did. I started late and stayed late.
That's a story of my life. I'm always the last one to leave the bar. I'm that guy.
I let that party go hard.
Yeah. No. So now you're at the point where you can totally drink, and you even though that breaks every fucking rehab rule I think in the world.
Yeah, Betty Ford would not approve.
Yeah. And how was Betty Ford in bed?
In bed?
Do you actually get to sleep with her? Or does she not? No, she's there, right?
No. She does. She didn't put herself out that way.
Oh,
no, and Betty Ford she's getting older in age, and
she's still alive.
She wasn't really that appealing. No, not now.
Oh, okay.
But you know, her deal was she had a drinking problem.
Yeah.
So Betty Ford is not just for one particular drug; it's for any kind of addiction issue, and a lot of them there for booze.
So I could see as a serial entrepreneur, did you make any business deals while you were in there with the other rich people and celebrities?
No, I should have.
Be honest.
I should have. But I'll tell you one funny story. This guy, I'll call him Fast Eddie. He was an heir to a Canadian fortune. And I loved the guy. He was so fucking funny. And we'd have our group meetings and we'd be talking about, I think the particular topic was the cost of addiction. Dollars and cents. And Eddie said, it wasn't the cocaine that was expensive. It was the private jets, the entourage of whores, the parties we did, and everything else. That ran into some real money.
That's funny. And then rehab isn't cheap. I know that.
Well, it ain't.
You're not putting Betty Ford on Medicare or anything. It's fucking expensive.
You want to keep that under wraps. You don't want to tell anybody.
Yeah.
That's why I'm in disguise here. I've already made, I would never probably could divulge all this shit. I mean, if people really knew that I had that problem, and a lot of people do because I don't hide it.
But wouldn't you say it's a good thing for people to know that you can come back from that?
That is the greatest part of the story.
That's a good message.
That's
right?
The greatest part of the story. Like you can go down the road of addiction.
Yeah.
And you can come back and be tremendously successful.
Like I see you being an inspiration to a lot of people.
Well,
I mean,
that's
not
the way
me,
I see it. But not everybody would see it
other
that
people,
way. Because, a lot of people say, once an addict, always an addict. And in a way you are, but you can come back from addiction.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get your life back. I mean, I was at the verge of losing my family, losing my job, losing everything. And, I got pulled back from the abyss to make it right.
Yeah,
I was lucky. I was blessed.
That's amazing. And I've seen that a bunch. Like there's people, like we talked about, addicted to all kinds of shit. And, I've known people that were like fried chicken was their fucking, favorite, and candy and all, and they're fat. And then they just completely turn their diet around and never look back. And they've been thin ever since. Yeah. And it's not even.
I haven't. That hasn't happened to me yet. Maybe food I got to work on next. Maybe I eat too much. It's a possibility.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, if you got to be addicted to something, food.
It's relative. It's not as socially unacceptable.
Yeah, right. Unlike the 40 dog that I'm drinking right here, which I've gotten flack from everyone in the studio so far, but it's cheap.
It's your thing.
Yeah, it's cheap and it's Old English 800 and it's classic. I mean, I drank this when I was like 12 years old, so it takes me back.
Memories.
So now you're back to, now you're a successful businessman. You've come back from the abyss. You're still married. And what do you enjoy doing now? You're still doing business, obviously, and you're still, you can't shut that off. But do you take time out to travel? Or?
Oh, yeah. It's all about, we got the Belize connection.
Yeah,
right, brother?
right. So you just stayed at my condo over there.
And I love you for that.
No, thank you. And I'm glad you fucking connected with it because not everybody gets Belize, but it's a great country.
Belize is bitching.
It is bitching. Belize is bitching. Once again, he's got his marketing hat on. The Belize, tourism counsel should know
Well,
that we're available through me as his agent.
Right. It'll only cost them millions.
Belize is bitching, and that doesn't include my 20% fee on top of that.
Take it all. Take it all.
So you got Belize, which for people who don't know, Belize is a third world country. Like you don't even, my condo, he was asking for the address and I had to tell him there is no address.
Yeah.
We don't have street
There's
addresses
a big white
over there.
building and we're on the third floor, the last
north
down from
of
the
San
elevator.
Pedro Airport and blah, blah, blah. Like, so, and that's what's interesting. What other Caribbean islands have you been to?
Oh my God. I've been to them all. St. Bart's, BVI, St. Martin, St. Lucia, the Grenadines, Aruba, Barbados. I mean, I can't.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Because I'm a sailor too.
Oh,
And so,
you have a boat?
No, I'd never buy a boat because that's too. Yeah,
I've heard
rent
that.
a boat.
Yeah,
Rent a boat.
I've heard that.
Don't buy a boat.
Yeah, don't buy a boat.
Yeah,
A friend told me if it
Flies,
flies
floats, or fucks.
rent it. Yeah.
that's
Apparently we have the same group of friends.
Yeah, I guess so.
So, but it's good advice. Like seriously, if something's going to break on you, I say the same thing with swimming pools. Don't own a house with a swimming pool. It's a fucking pain in the ass to take care of. Yeah, go to your neighbor's pool.
See, I kind of see that, but you know what? I'm the one with the swimming pool, and everybody comes to my house.
Well, and now I will too.
Now
that I know
too.
you have a pool. So and now that I know you're willing to rent a boat, I'll come enjoy you. So you know how to sail, and you're the because I'm a water dude too, and I get.
How do you like Vegas with no water?
Well, that's the thing. We have a huge beach, just no ocean, so it's got half of the vibe. You know what I'm saying? So I can
the desert without the water.
Well, that's the thing, and that's why I like Belize because it's the dichotomy of Vegas. But to me, and I've been to a lot of islands in the Caribbean and stuff like that. But Belize is extra cool because it's almost like a mutt of a country as far as like the diversity. And then it was part of the British, Empire until 1982, and then. You've got the Guatemalan influence and the Jamaican Yaman vibe, so it's got the islandy vibe, but then they can actually, they've got a whole mainland that can produce, it can be self-sustaining, unlike some of these fucking Caribbean islands that have to import everything. And then if a hurricane comes in, it's like whoever has the most money to get off the fucking island. So, and the Belize locals are amazing. And it's it's a neat culture, right?
Yeah,
wouldn't you say?
Totally.
Like, so, and I heard you got to visit Secret Beach as well. Is that correct?
Yeah. I don't remember much of it.
Yeah, and it's not really so secret anymore. But yeah,
it was a lost day.
Yeah, hey, we've all had. I'm glad you're still having lost days and not having to go back to Betty Ford for
That's
it.
right. It's really funny, that whole thing about I drink like a fish, but I don't use cocaine anymore. I'm healed. I stopped using the thing that was ruining my life. That's the bottom line.
Yeah,
and booze wasn't ruining my life.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing. For some people it does, other people it doesn't.
Right, exactly.
And I haven't determined yet for me.
You're still in what we call research mode.
I'm in research mode for the next 100 years as well.
Yeah, that's what we used to say when people have a relapse, that they had to go out and do some more research.
Yeah, sometimes
they weren't done.
Yeah,
they weren't
sometimes
done.
you get, and I keep researching and experimenting. Thank you for that. I need to write that shit down too.
I'm giving you some good shit
here,
man.
This is fantastic.
No charge.
I was going to say,
just keep.
And you're not getting paid for this podcast,
keep letting us use
right?
your condo, and we're
okay. Deal.
I'll give you these pearls all day long.
That's fantastic. And by pearl, you mean pearl necklace?
No. Pearls of wisdom.
Oh, okay. I don't know what that is, but I'll write that down anyway.
Jeez.
This has been fucking fantastic, and. Thank you for coming in, and you probably helped some people out there. I mean, not me, but other people. So I appreciate you sharing your story. Shows you can be fucking successful and still go to the abyss and come back.
That's really the message for everybody out there.
Yeah.
No matter what you get into, no matter, you find yourself in a hole in life, just keep trying to be the best you can be.
Yeah.
And and you make mistakes and you do better. And you can get there. You can get there. If you're having a dark day, it can be better. That's really the message.
That's very That's probably the most, wouldn't you say, Austin, that's the most inspirational message?
Yeah, we're going to have to get the Nike quote, we'll put them in black and white and just put that over it.
We might just need to edit it out.
Just do it.
Maybe it might
be
too
too
much.
inspirational for an Old Man Liver podcast.
Yeah, you don't want people to stop drinking.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Let's not confuse.
let's not
anything
go
here.
there.
Oh man, don't stop drinking. Whatever you're doing.
And when I have an Old Man Liver brand of cocaine, I'm going to delete
Yeah.
this whole podcast.
Oh my God.
But no, this has been great, and I want to finish the interview with my tradition this season, where I ask a person a question that has nothing to do with the subject matter. So it's a special thing I'm doing in season 3 of What's What with Old Man Liver. The question of the day is, I'm old, so I got to get my glasses.
Yeah.
Would you watch a reality show with a character named Swinging Peggy?
I wouldn't miss that episode.
You wouldn't miss it.
I would not miss it.
You would not miss it.
That would probably be high on my list. I'd clear my schedule for that.
Okay, that's fantastic to know, because I'm thinking about starting a reality series. So
I might know who could be some candidates for that role.
Yeah?
Yeah, possibly.
Okay, well, that's fantastic. And hopefully they're named Peggy, because I already
happens to be.
that's what's written on the
Happens to
paper.
be.
So just want to say thank you to the Frost Man for coming and sharing. Well, not coming, but
not coming.
yeah,
no, that's later.
appearing on the Old Man Liver podcast, which some people are too scared to do, even disguised and under nicknames and such. So thank you very much, Frost Man.
Pleasure.
Been a blast.
OML, you're the best.
Thanks, brother.
Joe Rogan sucks. You're the best.
Thank you. Catch all that. Okay, blurb all that. Put that on promos. Done. This is Old Man Liver. What's What coming to you. We'll see you next time. Woo-da! It's What's What.